Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Chuck. It's Cruisewalt with Simply Vegas Realty. Today I want to talk about student loan debts. Excuse me, guys. Student loan debt is actually about $1.7 trillion right now. That's actually old. Now, a lot of students that actually, have a loan to go to school, a lot of them try to actually qualify to purchase a home, but unfortunately can't purchase a home because of the debt to income ratio. And it affects the amount that they can qualify, and actually hurts them in a couple ways. The more the student loan debt is, the less that they can actually borrow. But let me explain exactly what debt to income ratio and how it actually works. So when a borrower goes and speaks to a lender, the lender will actually take a look at two things here. It would actually take a look at the credit report, and that's going to dictate the credit score based upon the tier bracket that you are in. And the lower the interest rate, the lower your payments are going to be. The second and the most main thing is your debt to income ratio. So for an example, let's just say you make $5,000 a month. You have a credit card bill of $200. You have an auto loan of $300. You have a student loan balance of $500 a month. And let's just say you have expenses, $1,500 for common expenses, for living expenses. That's a debt to income ratio at 50%. A lot of lenders will not finance, you at a debt to income ratio at 50%. But there are lenders out there, but the margin is roughly about 43%. Now, Fannie Mae just announced that they're actually changing some guidelines with student loan debts based upon how they actually calculate the student loan debts, because what's happening is that the student loan debt is so high, and the way that the lenders calculate it, it doesn't meet the guidelines, so they're exceeding the 43% that they are at least required to do. So remember, once you exceed that 43%, you're not going to get approved for a loan. So basically, these new guidelines have taken effect, but when they used to calculate it, the lender would actually calculate 1% or the outstanding balance of a full amortized payment. So basically what this means is that, let's say you make about $4,000 a month, okay? But your student loan debt was at $750 a month. But now with the new guidelines and how they can actually calculate that, it really comes down to a $250 payment a month. So now what happens is that borrower that has a student loan debt was at $750, but the way that they calculate now it's at $250. Now they meet the guidelines for the debt to income ratio. So now they're below the 43%. So now they can actually qualify for a home. So that's actually really good news if you are a student looking to purchase a home or you have a outstanding balance. However, if you don't make a payment, you're delinquent on it, that could also hurt you. So make sure to keep paying your bills. Also, one of the things that I see that could be a little bit alarming is that how money is so cheap, and how the federal government is actually shifting money and the demographics of student loans out there. This is the highest student loan debt that the government has ever created. But the problem is that the way that the housing market is going right now, it almost seems that they have to feed the housing market. So what they're doing is now they are actually tapping into a different sector to get those buyers or potential buyers that actually have student loan debts, to give them more of an option to actually purchase a home, and that could actually be dangerous. So now, when this takes effect, what I'm going to start seeing is that probably the housing market is going to continue to rise. However, I did do a video yesterday as far as what's going on within the housing market, what are the current statistics and the market stats. Also, when I talked about the median price at $260,000, remember the beginning of the year we was at $220,000 for a median home, but now at $260,000, that's up about 22% right there. I mean, the housing market has gone up 22% year to date. The year before that, the median price was only $180. We went from $180 to $220 to $260. Now that we have more buyers coming out on the market, especially with these student loan debts, there's a lot of students out there that were trying to buy a home and couldn't get a home, but now they're going to actually have that opportunity to actually get a home. So you got to watch out. You know, we're going to have more buyers that actually come into the market. Now we're going to be competing with buyers that actually have student loan debts. So be prepared for that. Other than that, if you guys find this video, okay, very informational, I guess you can say, or very helpful to you guys, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And also, what's most important, actually hit that notification button, because I'm constantly trying to put out as much as videos as I can and try to share the information that I have, so that way if you are just sitting in the sidelines or just getting into the housing market out here and really want to know what's going on, you know, it's a great channel. Also, don't forget to visit lvhomeexperts.com. That's another great website to visit if you're just getting into the market to look at homes. Other than that, thanks for tuning in. I'm Chuck Crusoe with Simply Vegas.